Good evening, my fellow Riz Elite members. This is Chris with Riz International, and this is your weekly market recap. Riz is out having a night on the town this evening, or something along those lines. He just said he wouldn't be able to make it back home in time this evening before the webinar, so you're just going to be hanging with me tonight, but we've got plenty and plenty to talk about, even without Riz here. As we can see, the market has rebounded sharply off of the 50 moving average, and we had a new all-time high on the S&P 500 on Friday, hitting 3,894.6. However, we could not hold those gains. We did have somewhat of a pullback on Friday, as you can see. But yeah, the market has just been on a tear, since last November. It has not quit. I mean, yeah, we pushed down through my trend line here, but promptly got right back over the top within 2 days, 2 trading days. So, the market is doing really well right now, guys. It's really the long and the short of it. The S&P 500 is doing very, very well. Things are moving very nicely. And obviously, a lot of this is about stimulus talks, which, if I'm not mistaken, they passed the bill. The vice president had to pass the deciding vote, and she voted to pass the new stimulus bill. So we will have to see how that goes. As far as the markets are concerned, the market seems to like it. Let's take a look at the breakdown of the S&P 500 here. S&P 500 currently up 5.13% on the year, being led by the energy sector. A new top dog here. We've had it in the top spot for quite some time, but I don't think we said that once during 2020. I could have been wrong. Maybe there was 1 week where energy ended up on top, but energy in a commanding lead right now, up at 12.12% on the year so far. Real estate also doing very well. I have to tell you, a lot of realtors in my area are telling me that they can't keep properties. They're looking for properties to sell. So real estate looking pretty solid. Financials, tech also in the positive zone. Utilities a little bit underperforming, up only 4%, and healthcare kind of bottoming things out here right around up 2.41%. But no one is below the zero line, which is not true to what we could say last year. So, overall, things looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look back at a year ago to date where we were at. From this time a year ago to now, tech is still the top dog, in this, in this chart here. It won't let me adjust that. Sorry about that. But yeah, oops, there we go. Yeah, tech leading the way over the last year, up 35%. Over the last year, the S&P 500 is up 16%, and healthcare is just right there at 11%. Everything else actually below the zero line. So even though energy, year to date is positive, still a year ago today, looking at this energy sector, still kind of beat down, even though it's making a bit of gains here. And what is leading those gains? But nothing itself, but oil. Oil has been on an absolute tear this week. Currently actually up over Riz's area where he was expecting it to be, kind of hanging out at, which was around the 55 area, though we haven't gotten to 60 yet. I know he said 60 was where he kind of thought it was going to top out at, if I recall. Pushing up to 57.29 on Friday, closed at 56.85. So a really nice bullish move here, respecting this, this uptrending resistance line. We'll see if that continues or whether we can break above it and push higher. Gold really not doing all that much this week. Still nice and tight in the channel. Not really doing a whole lot. Bit of a dip, actually, it looks like on Thursday, but a nice recovery on Friday. So not much going on with gold this week. Fairly quiet, all things considered. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto space. I like Coinbase. Let's use Coinbase. Okay, so it looks like Bitcoin is on a bit of a tear. Here we have busted through our downtrend. We are now starkly on an uptrend. Let's go ahead and just redraw that. There we go. Very, very nice uptrend here for Bitcoin, really rebounding off the 50 moving average and starting to push higher and higher. Looks like our all-time high is sitting here right around there, around 42,000. We'll have to see what happens when we get there. The next move will be interesting to see how the coin traders will take that into account, whether they think that it should be worth more, or whether we see some rejection there around 42,000. But crypto looking pretty solid right now. As always, just be very careful when you're in crypto, and don't forget it is trading 24/7, 365. We did take a couple trades this week, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. It was our first week of February. Actually, quite a few trades to talk about this week. Okay, AMD. Took this one on the 1st, on Monday. AMD been a bit of a disappointment as far as this is concerned. We are currently positive on the trade. We're in at 86.70. We have not, or did we get close to hitting first profit target? We got pretty, actually looks like we did push it here on the 3rd. Yeah, we did manage to push over profit target 1 there, or did we just come right up to it? We came right up to it. We didn't quite get there. Yeah, so profit target 1's 89.50. We missed it by 2 cents here on the 3rd. And AMD is, for lack of a better term, just kind of a petulant stepchild. It has been one of those stocks that it feels like every time you get in it, it moves against you. But if you just stick to your guns, more often than not, you will, make money on it. It's just one of those things where it doesn't always necessarily like to, continue. Like we saw here, we were really banking on this continuation, and sadly it didn't happen. We are still positive on the trade, though. Like I said, currently over $1 a share positive right now. If you don't like the looks of how this is behaving, by all means, if you took it, you can go ahead and dump it and take your profits. But yeah, AMD being a bit of a turd so far, and a little frustrating. Visa, who wants some credit cards? Everybody who's getting a stimulus check, that's who. Visa, this one couldn't have went much better than we had expected. In at 203.08 on the 2nd, and on this really big push we got here on Thursday, we easily smashed profit target 1 of 209. Looks like it kind of went up there and then rejected off of that area. And then Friday, still looking to push a little higher, but didn't quite have the the big solid green move that we had on Thursday here on Visa. But Visa was a very nice trade. So if you took this one, looks like a lot of people did, then congratulations. Enjoy your profits. Make sure you don't give it back, guys. That's just going to be my recommendation. Make sure you don't give it back. CRM, Salesforce. In long, and you'll notice that all of these are longs. In long at 234.69, nicely in the green so far. Looks like we didn't quite tap profit target 1. Again, just like on AMD, we got incredibly close here on Friday, where profit target 1's 239.50, but sadly we didn't quite get there. But still, CRM looking really, really good. This is the type of continuation that we were looking for at AMD and didn't quite get, but we definitely got it here on CRM. Pfizer, PFE. Now, this is one that we have, that Riz has been, taking a lot of trades in lately. In long at 35, slightly underwater on this one. But yeah, guys, just understand, this is a huge, big pharma company. Very, very solid as far as the company is concerned. And as Riz likes to say, he has no problem holding onto this one for some time. And it may take some time to come back. But we did like this entry. We did not use the hard stop that we posted in Discord. So just be aware of that. Again, Riz has no problem, holding this for some time if necessary. And I will say it is acting a little strange, after the vaccine approval, and it just kind of pooped back down to where it was before. So earnings here, looks like we missed a bit on earnings. Not overly surprised. But yeah. That one not moving the way we want right now, but still I like this pattern. It's kind of basing here. If it can push back over the 200 simple moving average, I think we'll be in very good shape. Big C, one of my favorite tickers, because we all know what my ticker is going to be once my company goes public. But I don't have that company yet, but we're working on it. So in long on this one at 87.42, this one just being a turd. Again, somewhat similar pattern to AMD here. We had a nice recovery, and then on Friday, it just kind of decided to give us the finger. And yeah, big red day on Friday. But here's the thing, guys. It's one of those, it's the age-old issue of entering a trade. You're never going to guess the bottom. And if you do, you're incredibly lucky. And when you get out, more than likely, you won't have guessed the top, again, unless you're incredibly lucky. It's one of those things, sometimes our entry is off, but our thesis is correct. And so we're in on this one, 87.42. I can tell you I'm in myself in my personal account. And yeah, Friday sucked. It definitely sucked, but hang tough. See if this goes. And, honestly, if this starts approaching 79, it may be time to let it go. I don't know if I'd bag hold this one just yet, but earnings is coming up here, looks like on the 18th. We got two more. UL. Type. Unilever PLC. All right, so huge drop here on earnings. This is basically a knife catch, for lack of a better term. So in long on this one at 55.77. Gotta love when these entries sometimes there is. And yeah, we haven't had the bounce yet. We were hoping to start seeing that on Friday. Sadly, we saw more selling, and sometimes this is what happens when you try and catch a falling knife. Sometimes the knife keeps falling and you get cut. But it's one of those things, again, solid company. We don't have any problem holding this a little bit. We're not setting a hard stop on this. And Riz has said that if it continues to sell, he will buy more. So be aware of that. And then the last one, VZ. Horizon. Can you hear me now? Good. Nice bounce here. Nice bounce here off of this 54 area. We got in long at 55.30. Just a little green after Friday's small sell-off here towards the end of the day. But yeah, this one looking very fine. Fundamentals and technicals are solid. And very nice bounce off support here. So hoping that this continues possibly up closer towards the 200 as profit target 1 is set at 57.25. So guys, those are all the trades that we took this week. Things are looking very, very good. Okay, we want to talk about the meme stocks. Sure, we can talk about the meme stocks. GameStop looks like shit. This is your definition of a parabolic move, guys. If we remember back from our algebra days, a parabola looked like this. And wow, wouldn't you know? There it is. There we go. That's my dictation of a rabbit. This is the rabbit parabolic move here that we see. This is not atypical for pump and dumpers. This is the pattern that they like to trade. But no, in all serious, guys, let me remove my drawings here. Clearly parabolic move here. I've seen this time and time again. When you look at people who are pumping and dumping like penny stocks and things like that, this is exactly what it looks like, guys. And it's funny when you see some of these guys are like, oh yeah, we're holding it until it gets to 1,000. How's that working out for you? I've got a buddy who got into this late, and he's like, oh no, it's going to go. It's going to keep going. Oh, okay, sure. I don't think so, buddy. Yeah, he's still holding today, and he's hurting. I think his average is like 170 or something like that. So yeah, this is an easy one to get yourself burned on hard, and wouldn't recommend touching it at this point. Even though volume seems to be coming back in, look how beat down it still is. It is sitting right down on the 50, though, if we zoom in here. So it is sitting right on the 50 moving average. So there's that to consider. But I'll tell you, when you have a parabolic move like this, more often than not, the technicals or the moving averages and things like that don't really take anything into account. And I will say the volume was a bit higher on Friday. As we did see this rebound, but still it could not hold these gains that it had. It sold back down. So my guess is Monday we see more selling. That's my guess on GameStop. We'll have to wait and see, but who knows? CCIV, don't know anything about it, but it has gone up a lot recently. Yeah, a lot of people said that about GameStop too. I'm just joking with you. All right, Churchill Capital. Wow, holy cow, you're not kidding. Damn. What's going on with this thing? When did this start? The 11th. Okay, so there's like no news catalyst here. I know some people in the chat have been trading this. Wow, it looks like it really was late. It's always good when the boss messages you at 8:15. Now is not the time. Give me a moment. Okay, so this is rumors. Rumors of Lucid merger. Okay, pure hype. Rumored SPAC. Okay. So that's what's going on. All right. So this is, guys, this is what you call buy the rumor, sell the news. That's the old adage that you have here. So that's interesting. Okay. So yeah, this is what rumors can do for you. And then I'll be interested. I think we'll have a similar pattern. I think we'll have our rabbit pattern here, where we do one of these. If the those rumors are come out later and they're like, oh yeah, the merger's not going to happen, and then down she goes. So that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Razine. I did not know off the top of my head that was what was going on. It's not something, again, Larry, since you asked, it's not one that I follow all that much either. So that must be what's going on with that. Be careful with stuff like this, guys. No different than GME. It's one of those things. But, let's take a look at some of those hype stocks, huh? Let's see how they're doing. Oh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, wouldn't you know? What goes up must come down. Especially when it's fundamentally broken and, being pump and dumped. What do you expect? Guys, this is one of those things that, you're not going to get other places, and it's going to be like, oh, yeah, shoot. I always forget to take that off. There we go. We don't trade crap like this. And I know that a lot of our members made quite a bit of money, especially off of GME and some of the other ones. And to that, I say congratulations. Well done. You made your money. Take it to the bank, drive past the GameStop, wave it at them as you go past. Let's pull up GameStop since I mentioned them. And, enjoy your profits, but don't lose it. I think that's the biggest thing that I can recommend right now. And this is what I see a lot of people doing when they have big wins and things like this. And I'm guilty of it myself, guys. Back when I was day trading, if I had a really hot day, the next day I was like, yeah, we're going to crush this, right? Oftentimes the market has different ideas. And so, hey, you know what, Larry? If you're plus 43, that's good. That's good. It's better than minus 43 or minus with a couple more zeros behind it, like some people. And I would just say, guys, the typical behavior that I've seen, and like I said, I've done this myself, is to become very overconfident. I've seen a lot of new people in the Hall of Fame lately with their triple figure, 4-figure gains, and awesome. I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you that has done that. And even if you haven't got there yet and you're still making profits, then congratulations to you too. Keep at it, because one day you're going to be there too. But all I want to caution you is, if you made money off of stocks like this, don't get overconfident to the point where you think that you have your finger on the market. you know exactly what's going to happen, and you have no problem increasing your position size. This is usually when people get in trouble, when they start getting overconfident. They're like, well, we can scale up our position sizes so our wins will be bigger. That's technically true, but your losses are going to be bigger too. And every time that I thought that I had my finger on the pulse of the market had other ideas. So guys, just be very, very careful. Yeah, it can definitely happen. You can be, things like this make people greedy. They really do, because, and it's all the hype that comes around with it too. I mean, I'm sure that we were all flooded with like Instagram posts or, tweets or things like that of people posting their gains. Of course, there's the people on Reddit who are saying they're making, 70 million off of options plays or things like that. Just be very, very careful, guys. Don't get to the point where you're starting to compare yourself to someone else and be like, well, I'm not making this much. And I feel like I should be, therefore I'm failing. I don't want you guys to think like that, because, the thing you have to understand is that, sure, the wins can be bigger, but the losses can be bigger too. And no one likes to talk about that. No one likes to talk about the losses because it's not glamorous. It's not cool. It's not fun. It doesn't make for good Instagram content or, things of that nature. But it's part of the reality of, being a trader. It's like I got in Big C when the alert came out. My entry wasn't as good as Riz's, but it's like I'm hurting on it now. It's probably the biggest one that I'm losing on in my portfolio, but it's one of those things where thankfully I had the wherewithal not to go in too heavy on it, just because I had a pretty decent win off of another stock, and I can show you guys that. I think I showed you, there were some people who were asking about this before. And I actually went ahead and got in on this. I got in somewhere in this area, and I was able to capitalize on this rebound. Got out on Thursday for like $9 per share profit. Now, granted, I only had like 3 shares, but for me, for my first trade back, being in in real money, it was definitely nice. But thankfully, I wasn't too too crazy when I got in on Big C. And I think that's the most important thing, guys, is just to kind of, when you have your big wins, celebrate them, be happy about them, enjoy it, but don't throw away caution. Don't throw away your risk management, and don't just think that what's going to happen, because every time I felt that way, especially when I was day trading, I probably suffered some of my biggest losses. And so that's my little tidbit of wisdom tonight. So just be careful, guys. Take your wins. Be happy when you get them. Share them with, your brothers and your sisters in Elite. It's awesome. We're all happy for everyone, and we like to, celebrate those wins, and we're there to be there with you, especially when sometimes, maybe your friends and things like that really don't get it, and you feel kind of like you're just doing this by yourself. When you're here with us in Elite, you're not by yourself. You've got hundreds of members who are behind you 100% and who are going to be there to pat you on the back, say, great work, awesome trade, good for you. When you have your wins and when you have your losses too, be like, you know what? You're still in the game. That's the most important part. Guys, it doesn't matter how big your loss is, doesn't matter what the number is, doesn't matter how big your win is. So long as you're still in the game, you've still got it. You're still there. So everybody here on the live call and everyone watching on the replay, I want to wish you a very happy weekend. I hope that you are enjoying yourself. I hope for everyone in the snowstorm, such as myself, I hope you all stay warm, stay safe. Don't blow your risk management out the window, and celebrate your wins when you get them, and learn from your losses when you can. These things happen. It's part of trading. And together, as a team, as a family, we'll get better together. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. It was great having everyone on the webinar this evening, and I look forward to seeing you all in Discord on Monday. Good night, everybody.